네, 현재 스페인 RMC 우리 시장님 입장을 하셨는지 확인 부탁드리겠습니다.
Dear ICCN members, I am Mar Navarro, the assistant of General Secretary Julio Blasco, and we are waiting for the mayor of Algemesí to connect to do a greeting speech to all ICCN members. She will be connected in a few seconds to do the greeting speech. Thank you for the patience.
네, 설명 감사합니다. 자, 혹시 우리 스페인 RMC 시장님께서 입장이 한 10분 이상 지연이 되시는 경우라면 저희가 순서를 조금 바꿔서 우리 강릉시 국장님부터 인사 말씀을 해도 될지 여쭤봅니다. 네, 나바로 마이크 부탁드립니다.
Yes, so Marta Trenzano, the mayor of Algemesí, has already arrived, so I think you can give her the floor for the greeting speech. It's called Ayuntamiento de Algemesí, the user.
네, 알겠습니다. 감사합니다. 네, 시장님 도착하셨답니다. 자, 그럼 지금부터 2021년 제8회 ICCN 온라인 강릉 총회 개회식을 시작하도록 하겠습니다. 저는 개회식 사회를 맡은 강릉시 아나운서 김효정입니다. 반갑습니다. 네, 문화는 인류가 쌓아 올린 가장 소중한 자산입니다. 그 중에서도 무형문화유산은 우리의 삶 속에서 이 사람과 사람을 통해 또 세대와 세대를 거쳐서 전해지기 때문에 더욱 보호하기 어려운 유산입니다. 특히 이 코로나19는 무형문화유산을 지켜가는 우리들에게 더욱 가혹한 현실로 다가왔지만 우리는 그 속에서도 답을 찾고 새로운 가능성을 발견해 나갈 것입니다. 자, 오늘 함께하는 이 온라인 총회도 그중 하나일 것입니다. 인류의 소중한 무형문화유산을 보호하고 다음 세대로 계승하고 또 지속적으로 발전시켜 나가는 일, 그 힘겨운 역할을 함께하는 ICCN 회원 여러분들을 환영하면서 자, 그럼 지금부터 2021년 제8회 ICCN 온라인 강릉총회 개회식을 시작하겠습니다. 자, 모두 큰 박수 부탁드리겠습니다. 네, 포스트 코로나 시대 이 무형 문화 유산의 발전 방안을 주제로 하는 제8회 ICCN 온라인 강릉 총회 개회식입니다. 자, 그 첫 번째 순서로 ICCN 사무국이자 이 대표 도시인 알헤메시의 시장이신 마르타 트렌자노 루비오님의 개회사를 청해 듣겠습니다. 자, 마르타 트렌자노 루비오님은 정말 바쁘신 가운데도 불구하고 이 ICCN 총회 개최를 위해서 정말 많은 노력을 함께 하셨습니다. 자, 그러면 알헤메시의 시장님을 여러분 큰 박수로 맞아주시면 감사하겠습니다. 네, 잠시만요. 저희가 음향 체크를 다시 하겠습니다.
Okay, can you hear me, everyone?
네,
Good
잘
morning, good
들립니다.
evening. Thanks very much. It's a pleasure to see you all again after this long period of time. And I just wanted to address to you to say a few things that I consider to be quite important. As you know, the intangible cultural heritage is a living legacy that throws and adapts to new times without losing the essence and value of that our ancestors placed on it. And that has reached us generation after generation as a cultural and identity symbol of the society that produces and protects it. In difficult times, this living heritage has always been a source of resilience, solidarity, and inspiration for most communities. Not only now, when we fight the global pandemic caused by the COVID-19, our intangible heritage has faced a number of times, some recent, another long time gone, pandemics, wars, and many other shifts that our society has outlived throughout history. And despite all of this, our intangible heritage has held alive because our traditions as humankind adapt and stand. Many of our expressions are adversely affected by globalization. We adapt faraway traditions that have nothing to do with ours for their showiness and social interaction. But at this moment, the same globalization allows us to share information on the safeguarding of our heritage and on the reaction to the pandemic among communities all over the world in a constructive manner. This we have perceived among the members of the ICCN, and I would like to thank you all for all of these reasons. Thank you very much.
네, 감사합니다. 마르타 트렌자노 루비오 시장님, 네, 개회사 말씀해 주셨습니다. 자, 이제 또 하나의 연설이 준비가 되어 있는데요. 스페인의 아르메시와 더불어서 이번 총회를 준비하면서 이 코로나19 상황 속에서도 온라인 총회라는 새로운 방법을 찾고 익숙하지 않은 환경에서 이 총회를 준비하시느라고 정말 노력하셨는데요. 호스트인 이 강릉시를 대표해서 박명수 강릉시 문화관광국장님 연설 함께 청해 듣겠습니다.
진행하는 마르타 트렌자노 루비오 ICCN 대표님과 어려운 가운데서도 열정적으로 참여하신 회원 여러분, 비록 온라인이지만 만나 뵙게 되어 너무나 반갑고 기쁩니다. 저는 강릉시 문화관광국장 박명수입니다. 코로나19 여파로 작년에 개최하기로 한 총회를 연기했는데 올해 새로운 시도로 비대면 온라인 총회를 개최하게 되었습니다. 16년 전인 2005년 11월 25일은 강릉 단오제가 유네스코 인류 무형문화유산으로 등재되었기에 더욱더 특별한 의미가 있다고 생각합니다. 코로나19 팬데믹으로 인류 모두가 힘들지만 특히 인류 무형문화유산은 행사가 중단되거나 축소되면 심각한 어려움에 처하게 됩니다. 강릉시도 코로나 시대의 돌파구로 천년의 역사를 자랑하는 강릉 단오제를 작년부터 온라인과 오프라인을 융합해 진행하고 있습니다. 시민들을 직접 만나지 못해 걱정을 많이 했는데 작년에는 한국뿐만 아니라 미국, 캐나다, 호주 등 외국에서까지 참여하는 등 10만 명 이상이 유튜브로 행사를 접했고 올해도 다채로운 시도로 더 뜨거운 반응을 얻었습니다. 새로운 시도로 코로나 시대 지역 인류 무형 문화유산의 계승과 지속 가능한 발전을 위한 대안을 발견할 수 있었습니다. 어려울 때 곁에 있으면서 도움을 주는 친구가 가장 소중하다고 합니다. 비록 짧은 시간이지만 온라인 총회를 통해 포스트 코로나 시대 인류 무형 문화유산 발전 방안의 새로운 희망을 찾고 긴밀한 교류와 소통으로 국제적 연대의 끈을 튼튼하게 만들게 되기를 희망합니다. 감사합니다.
네, 감사합니다. 우리 강릉시의 박명수 문화관광국장님 말씀 있었습니다. 네, 여러분 박수 한번 보내주세요. 네, 감사합니다. 자, 다음 순서는 총회에 참석한 회원분들의 인사 말씀 들어보는 시간인데요. 이 코로나19는 우리에게 같은 공간에서 얼굴을 맞대고 교류하는 것을 어렵게 만들었습니다. 그래서 이 온라인이라는 한정된 공간 속에서 아쉽게나마 서로의 목소리를 듣고 교류하는 시간을 준비했는데요. 이 회의 참가자 모두가 순서에 따라서 자신을 소개하고 인사 말씀을 전하도록 하겠습니다. 자, 말씀의 순서는요. 회의 참가자들의 국적과 도시 알파벳 순서로 진행되며 제가 나라와 도시 그리고 참가자의 이름을 호명하면 시스템 운영자가 마이크를 켜드릴 예정입니다. 시간이 한정된 만큼 각 회원당 1분 정도의 시간을 배정해 드린 점은 이해해 주시길 부탁을 드리겠습니다. 자, 그럼 먼저 방글라데시의 란잔 칸티 구한님, 네, 손 들어 주시겠습니까? 네, 자, 아직 입장을 하진 않으신 것 같습니다. 네, 그러면 다음 순서로 넘어가도록 하겠습니다. 중국 베이징 이씨에 님 마이크, 네, 마이크 확인 부탁드리면서 손 들어, 네, 반갑습니다. 인사 말씀 부탁드립니다. 음향이 아직, 네, 마이크가 저희가 온 다시 해드리겠습니다. 다시 하겠습니다. 자, 통역 그 버튼에서 하단에서 영어로 세팅해 주시고 그리고 네, 시스템 음향 마이크를 켜주시면 되겠습니다. 프로그램 화면 왼쪽 하단에 아마 마이크 표시가 있을 겁니다. 그걸 누르고 한번 말씀해 보시겠습니까? 자, 그러면 저희가 이 문제는 잠시 후에 다시 해결하는 것으로 하고 우리 중국 베이징의 이씨엔 님은 다음 순서로, 네, 바로 다음 순서로 좀 넘겨드리겠습니다. 네, 준비해 주시길 부탁을 드리겠고요. 그러면 먼저 중국 홍콩의 찬윙샨 어디 계신가요? ICCN? 네. ICCN 네. 자, 중국 홍콩 찬잉샨 혹시 오셨나요? 손 들어 주시겠습니까? 아직 안 보이시는 것 같습니다. 입장을 아직 안 하신 것 같은데요. 자, 그러면 인디아 인디아 V 자야라잔 오셨습니까? 네. 자, 오케이. 음,
Oh, hello,
네.
hello, everybody. Nice to meet you all. After a long pandemic, after 2 years, I'm very happy to see you all.
네. 감사합니다. 네, 말씀 혹시 하시고 싶으신 말씀은 다 끝나신 걸까요? 네. 알겠습니다. 감사합니다. 인디아 V 자야라지아님, 네, 말씀드렸고요. 자, 앞서서 음향 체크를 필요로 했던 우리 중국 베이징 이시엔님 다시 한번 저희가 마이크 테스트를 한번 해보겠습니다.
Hello, can you hear
아우.
me?
네, 잘 들립니다.
Wow,
와우.
great. So nice to see everybody. This is Ishe from Beijing, and it's a long, long time we haven't been together, and I'll miss every one of you. I'm so happy we are reconnected by the technology, and thank you very much for everybody's efforts to make it happen. I think the heart will be connected all as well. So look forward to see and visit and travel and shake hands and hugs and eat and dance together again. Okay?
네, 저도 함께 기대를 해 보겠습니다. 감사합니다. 자, 다음은 이란의
Sure.
이스파한 모하마드 알리 이자드 카스티 혹시 오셨습니까? 손 들어 주시겠어요? 네, 그러면 이란 이스파한의 알리 모그타데리 에스파한이 오셨습니까? 네. 자, 그럼 이란의 이스파한의 하미드 모멘자데 쿨렌자니님 오셨습니까? 네, 손 들어 주셨네요. 반갑습니다. 저희 인사 말씀 부탁드리겠습니다.
Hello, ICCN members.
As a presentation of هفت‌هنر نیاکان پارسی Institute from Isfahan, Iraq, Mr. Hamid Bomezadeh and I would like to greet all ICCN members, and we are so pleased for being invited to participate in ICCN General Assembly meeting.
네, 감사합니다. 대표로 말씀해 주신 것 같아요. 네, 이란의 이스파한 대표해서 참석해 주신 네 분 감사합니다. 자, 이란 혹시 그러면 대표하셨다고는 하셨지만 저희 그 회원 명단에 있어서 다시 한번 확인을 좀 해보겠습니다. 이란 이스파한의 아토우사 모메니님 오셨습니까? 네, 자 그럼 이란 이스파한의 아볼파즈 그 호른반이 오셨습니까? 네, 그럼 이란의 카샨입니다. 이제 이란 카샨 모하마드 알리 파라지님 오셨습니까? 네, 이란 카샨의 페르시테 노우리님 오셨습니까? 이란 카샨의 하산 바크샨데 암니에님 오셨습니까? 손 들어주신 건가요? 아, 네. 아쉽게도 우리 이란의 카샨시에서도 아직 입장을 못 하셨습니다. 자, 그럼 이란의 시라즈 가겠습니다. 하심 마자헤리자데님 오셨습니까? 네, 이란의 잔잔 아크바르 카리미님 오셨습니까? 네, 그럼 이제 이스라엘로 갑니다. 쉴로모 톨레도님. 네, 자 이스라엘의 라맛 하샤론의 모쉐 시나이님. 모쉐 시나이 손 들어주시겠어요? 아, 네, 반갑습니다. 네, 마이크 켜주시고요. 인사 말씀 부탁드립니다.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
It's good to see you. My name is Moshe Sinai. I am the Manager General of Rimon School of Music in Israel, and I will deliver my best regards to the host from South Korea and from Spain, and to all the participants here. I hope to meet you all face to face as soon as possible. Of course, we support the organization, and we wish you all the best and success. Thank you.
아, 네. 좋은 말씀 감사드리겠습니다. 네, 성공까지 기원해 주셨고요. 이렇게 비대면으로라도 만날 수 있게 되어서 반갑다는 말씀 해 주셨습니다. 자, 앞서서 이란의 잔잔의 아크바르 카리미님께서 입장을 하셨다는 소식이 들려왔습니다. 아, 네, 반갑습니다. 저희 음소거 해제 눌러주시고요. 네, 인사 부탁드립니다.
My name is Akbar Karimi and founder, director, manager of Samt Gangneung Artistic Cultural Institute from Zanjan and Iran. For my part, I want to say congratulations on opening the General Assembly, all ICCN UNESCO members, and best wishes. May our assembly prosper in the years to come. See you later. Thank you very much.
네, 아크바르 카리미님, 네, 말씀 감사드리겠습니다. 자, 그러면 이스라엘 라맛 하샤론의 올리셀라님 만나보겠습니다. 네, 올리셀라님 혹시 계신가요? 손 들어주시면 감사하겠습니다. 자, 그러면 이탈리 나탈레 지오다노님 혹시 오셨다면 손 들어주시겠습니까? 네, 어제 리허설 때는 오셨다고 소식을 들었는데요. 오늘은 좀 늦어지시나 봅니다. 그러면 이탈리 카타니아의 플로리나 코폴레타님 오셨습니까? 손 들어주시겠어요? 네, 이제 대한민국으로 가보겠습니다. 대한민국의 우리 박명수 국장님께서는 앞서 연설도 해주셨죠. 네, 다시 한번 우리 국장님 손 한번 흔들어 주시겠어요? 네, 감사합니다. 우리 국장님 뭐 인사 말씀 다시 한번 하실까요?
하여튼 반갑습니다. 비대면이지만 이렇게 만나봐서 너무 반갑습니다.
네, 짧고 굵게 반갑다는 말씀해 주셨습니다. 자, 그러면 우리 한국 아름다운 네, 정선군에서 네, 최선봉님 네, 오셨습니까? 손 들어주시겠어요? 네. 네.
안녕하세요. 아리랑의 현장 대한민국 정선입니다. ICCN 총회 개최를 축하드리고요. 오늘 영상으로나마 뵙게 된 회원국 여러분 반갑습니다. 향후에는 회원 도시 간 문화 교류가 활발히 이루어지길 바랍니다. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. 얼굴이 반쪽만 보이셨어요. 네, 우리 아리랑의 고장 정선에서 우리 최선봉님 함께 참여를 해주고 계십니다. 감사합니다. 자, 아리랑의 고장 우리 정선에서 또 전종남님도 오늘 참가를 해주신다고 의사를 밝혀주셨는데요. 혹시 오셨습니까? 전종남님 오셨으면 손 한번 흔들어 주시겠어요? 네. 자, 그러면 라트비아로 가겠습니다. 엘리타 그레세 오셨습니까? 손 들어 주시겠어요? 네, 말씀 부탁드립니다.
Hello to everybody. I'm happy to be here. And my colleague, our Secretary General of the Latvian Association of Local and Regional Government, will take speech. Thank you.
네, 감사합니다. 자, 그럼 라트비아 뮤디치 프레에드 오셨습니까? 손 들어주시겠어요? 네, 반갑습니다. 배경이 비슷하네요.
Hello. 안녕하세요. Dear friends and colleagues, I send you all our best regards and our best greetings from our beautiful country, Riga, Latvia. And I really hope that very, very soon we will meet in presence and we again could talk and discuss in presence and have a nice time. So, but now I wish very fruitful General Assembly for these 2 days, and as I said, I hope to see you very soon. Thank you. 감사합니다.
한국 말씀까지 네, 이렇게 감사합니다라는 발음 너무나 정확했습니다. 네. 정말 감사합니다. 아름다운 나라 라트비아에서 나중에 꼭 대면으로 만날 수 있길 함께 고대하겠습니다. 자, 그러면 뉴질랜드 네, 우리 맥스웰 로토로아시의 맥스웰님 오셨습니까? 손 들어 주시겠어요? 자, 팔레스타인 베사후루의 제하드 카이르님 오셨습니까? 손 들어 주시겠어요? 네, 어제 리허설 때는 많이들 오셨다고 들었습니다. 오늘 바쁘신 일정으로 아마 다들 시간을 못 맞추신 것 같은데요. 네, 그럼 스페인 RMSC, 네, 우리 마르타 트렌자노 루비오님, 네, 다시 한번 인사 말씀 부탁드리겠습니다. 나가셨군요. 네, 자, 그러면 스페인 RMSC.
Good morning.
네.
Good morning, good afternoon. I am speaking in behalf of Julio Blasco, who sends a lot of greetings from AGMSC, from the Secretariat. We are very glad to see you all, even if this year it was not in person, but we are hoping to see you all in next year's conferences. Thank you so much for participating.
네, 앞서서 우리 마르타 트렌자노 루비오 시장님께서 대회사를 해주셨고, 네, 그리고 지금은 훌리오 라몬 블라스코 나처를 대신해서 네, 이렇게 사무국에서 함께 또 인사를 나눠 주셨습니다. 역시 이 자리 또 준비하시느라고 스페인 RMSC 사무국에서 굉장히 또 노력하시고 고생하셨다는 말씀, 네, 감사하다는 말씀 전해드리면서, 네, 그럼 마지막으로 스페인 엘체의 라파엘 마르티네즈 오셨는지 확인 부탁드립니다. 오셨다면 손 들어 주시겠어요? 제가 순서를 넘겨서 지금 입장을 하신 분들이 계신 것 같습니다. 저희가 파악을 해서 다시 좀 우리 회원분들 혹시 아직 말씀 안 하신 분 손 들어 주시겠습니까? 인사 말씀 아직 못 하신 분 손 들어 주시겠습니까? 네. 네, 저희가 마이크를 온 해드리겠습니다. 그러면 자기소개를 좀 부탁을 드리겠습니다. 찬윙샨. 네, 마이크를 켜주시면 감사하겠습니다.
你说几句。
说什么？
他可以同步我们的听会讲一下。
들립니다.
老师你好。
네.
谢老师。你好，谢老师。
你好。
我们可以吗？他可以同步翻译吗？
他声音，谢老师声音还没解除，我们听不到他说话。
不能，好像不能。
你好，哎，我们这里说话，他可以同步翻译吗？
谢老师，
不可以啊
你声音没有解除。
不要讲，对方主持人没有解除，他就不能说话了。
主持人不知道你跟谁说话，不知道你要干什么。
혹시 우리 중국 홍콩의 네, 찬잉샤님 혹시 영어가 되시는 분 짧게라도 영어로 말씀해 주시면 너무나 감사하겠습니다.
小叶说。
我们的翻译还没到系统里。建新老师进来了吗？那他刚才为什么系统可以同步翻译，但是那边没有同步翻译？
同步翻译只能翻译成英语。
它是韩语翻译。
对。
네, 아마도 네, 지금 중국말이라서 저희가 잠시 후 네. 네, 감사합니다. 우리 중국 베이징의 이시엔님께서 아마 전화로서 말씀을 서로 이야기를 해주시려나 봅니다. 너무나 감사합니다.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Yeah, this is the martial art representative in China, who is the national intangible, intangible cultural heritage, who attended the ICCN conference in Spain in 2019, if I remember wrong. Okay, and East Wind and Qin Yanling together, that we are working very happily for ICCN promotion and cultural understanding in China. So I invite them over for this conference today. And we traveled together to India to meet Dr. Jaya, and she represents ICCN China to attend a meeting in Spain. So they are here. They are in south part of China. I am in the north part of China. That's it. They are martial art kung fu master.
네, 감사합니다. 지금 저희 강릉에서도 네, 웃음이 만연해졌습니다. 쿵푸. 네. 우리 중국 무예협회 대표님께서 이렇게 또 이시에님의 초청 덕분에 함께 하고 계시는데요. 무예협회 대표님이라고 해서 저희가 어떤 분이실까 했더니 쿵푸. 예. 와. 감사합니다. 네, 이렇게 함께 해주셔서 감사드리고요. 자, 네, 이시은님 통역 감사합니다. 자, 그럼 다음 분 또 아직 인사 말씀 안 하신 분 손 들어 주시겠어요? 반갑습니다. 말씀 부탁드리겠습니다. 네, 인사 말씀 부탁드리겠습니다. 네. 자, 그러면 혹시 네, 제가 조남이 잘 안 보여서 알리 이란의 알리님인가요? 네, 이란 이스파한의 모하마드 알리 이자트 카스티.
Hi everyone.
네, 말씀 부탁드립니다. 이란의 알리. 아하. 들리시나요? 저희 말이 들리시나요, 알리? 네, 그러면 저희가 잠시 화면을 넘겨서 다른 분 만나보겠습니다. 네, 다시 손 들어주셨습니다. 우리 알리가 손을 다시 들어주셨는데요. 네, 말씀해 주실 수 있습니까? 제 얘기 들리시나요? 네. 그럼 잠시 후 다시 기회가 되면 연결해 보도록 하겠습니다. 자, 그리고 앞서 마스크를 쓰고 계셨던 분 인사 말씀 하셨나요? 네네네. 또 혹시 아직 말씀 안 하신 분이 계실까요? 혹시 아직 본인이 인사 말씀을 안 하신 분께서 계시다면 저희에게 좀 손 들어서 알려주시면 감사하겠습니다. 네. 그러면 지금 오늘 입장하신 모든 분들께서는 인사 말씀 다 나누신 걸로 저희가 이렇게 마무리를 또 짓도록 하겠습니다. 각자의 나라에서 이렇게 오늘 ICCN 회원 교류를 위해서 함께 해주신 모든 분들 감사드리면서 참가자 간의 소중한 교류 시간 이렇게 좀 짧게나마 함께 했다는 점 여러분께 말씀을 드리겠습니다. 자, 그러면 이것으로 2021년 제8회 ICCN 온라인 강릉 총회 개회식을 마치겠습니다. 자, 본 회의의 호스트인 우리 강릉에서는 강릉의 아름다운 자연과 문화를 소개하는 네. 자, 좋습니다. 그러면 우리 혹시 금기영 사무총장님께서 함께 하고 계시는군요. 좋습니다. 저희가 시간을 좀 여러분께 벌어드리기 위해서 영상을 한 편 보려고 했으나 우리 금기형 사무총장님께서 이미 준비를 해주고 계셔서 저희가 바로 그러면 주제 발표 시간으로 넘어가도록 하겠습니다. 네, 자. 제8회 ICCN 온라인 강릉 총회 주제는 포스트 코로나 시대 무형 유산 보호 지역 정책입니다. 주제 발표는 금기형 유네스코 아태 무형 유산 센터 사무총장님께서 해 주시겠습니다. 자, 금기영 사무총장님, 지금 메인 화면에 프레젠테이션 자료가 나오고 있는데요. 발표 중에 다음 페이지 혹은 이전 페이지라고 말씀해 주시면 저희 운영자가 페이지를 넘겨드릴 예정입니다. 자, 그럼 발표 부탁드리겠습니다.
Okay, thank you very much, MC. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. It's a good evening in Korea time, and very nice to see all of you through the virtual space. My name is Kim. Actually, I'm in charge of the UNESCO ICCN. UNESCO ICCN is UNESCO category center focusing on the safeguarding and development of the intangible cultural heritage in Asian Pacific region. So there is some connectivity with the ICCN because the ICCN also focusing on the how to develop the intangible cultural heritage through the cooperation of the many cities around the world. It's very honor, and then my greetings should go into the mayor of the Algemesí, Spain, and also the mayor of the Gangneung city, and then all of the participants joining today's conference. On behalf of the UNESCO ICCN, I really welcome all of you, and it's my great honor to be here to change ideas with you how we can promote intangible cultural heritage. As you know, the COVID-19 is a really pandemic we faced in our lifetimes. It actually disturbed many things of our daily lives, communities, and the business around the world. Definitely, it caused a very profound effect all aspects of our human beings' lives, including cultural ecosystem and health, policy, economic, extra, everything. But as you know, among them, intangible cultural heritage, in other words, we say is living heritage, really very seriously affected, damaged by the COVID-19 pandemics, like the lockdown, social distancing, quarantine guidelines, most of the many festivals, and then the intangible cultural heritage activities canceled. Those kind of the canceled actually take out of the opportunity for the intangible cultural heritage performance and then intangible cultural heritage community. No visitors, no performance, no stage. It causes loss of their jobs and the loss of their income. So particularly the people who are working in the intangible cultural heritage area, actually the marginalized, and then it really serious threat to their survivors. Next please. But at the same time, we found the importance of the cultural heritage because the pandemic crisis highlighted the crucial roles of the culture as a key resource for resilience and then connectivity of people. In this regard, there have been many experimental trials in cultural field. For example, we can find the distancing concert, virtual performance stage, driving through buskings, online lecture like this, and the web-based exhibition and festivals. These many forms of the creative attempts to resist physical restriction, also giving comfort, hope, and then new reflection to those who are isolated, marginalized, and anxious during the pandemic. For this discourse, I'd like to emphasize three keywords. One is online content. Another one is a virtual space. Like today's conference, we meet through the web-based technology. And also streaming service, people like to enjoy them. From next page, next please. One page next. From next page, my colleagues will give you detailed examples how we are coping with the COVID-19 to keep the important thing of the intangible cultural heritage My colleague, the director Cha, she's very specialist in this field of the safeguarding and development of the intangible cultural heritage. Next, please. Director Cha, please, could you give us some detailed information about that? Director Cha, are you available? Okay, might be some technical problems are there. In this case, I will do that. There. 이제 말씀하시죠. The manager, could you turn on the microphone for the 차보영? Can you hear me? Okay, the director Cha, could you give us some more detailed information about the good example, how we cope with the pandemics? Director Cha, are you ready?
지금 호스트가 정
몇 번째 있는가요?
지금 여기 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷.
Okay, welcome Director Cha. Okay, thank you very much.
네, hello everyone. My name is Boyoung Cha. I'm very sorry for the technical issues, but I am available now. I hope you can hear me well now, right? Okay, great. As I was introduced by my director, Mr. Kim Ki-yeon, I'm going to give you a few examples of online activities that was presented for the intangible cultural heritage for the last 2 years. These are the only few examples, and I know this is not this doesn't cover all the events that we know that was happening all around the world, but I just want to give you some hint and some images of what has been done for the intangible cultural heritage during COVID-19 pandemic for the last 2 years. Yeah, I think you are already looking at the slide. The first slide that I'm going to present to you is the Gangneung Danoje. Maybe you are very well aware of this event. Gangneung Danoje is the summer festival happening in Gangneung City. And it's a summer festival, and because of this pandemic, this festival they have to cancel many of events, but they found another alternative ways to deliver their festivals and enjoy their festival with others. This is the virtual exhibitions, and they also produce the video clips so people can actually watch and enjoy the atmosphere of Dano summer festivals. And they also use this social network media. So they deliver the news of these Danoje festivals, and actually it attained a lot of attention from the young generation. And the next slide, please. Next event I'm going to show you. Next slide, please. Yes. Next event I'm going to show you is the Sikh exhibition of Indian Heritage Center in Singapore. Actually, this Indian Heritage Center is located in Singapore, and the Sikh is the name of the martial art practiced in India. And what they have created for this element was they create this interactive game. So the visitors who come to the exhibition, they can watch the image of this martial art, and they actually follow the image on the screen. So through this method, the visitors can learn and practice the Sikh martial art through the exhibition. So exhibition is not only just present the images or objectives to the visitors, but also the visitors were invited to practice this living heritage by themselves. So I think it was a good example of although the physical contact has been limited due to pandemic, but this online method provide more people to learn and experience of living heritage. And next slide, please. Yes, and next event I'm going to share with you is this International Film Festival. The film festival, it's not directly about the intangible cultural heritage, but the content itself is representing intangible cultural heritage. So as you can imagine, people enjoy watching movie, but you can see even going to the theater or cinema, it was limited, and seats are limited, and people actually were not allowed. Some countries, people were not allowed to go outside of their home. So what the Korean government has think of is that they organized this International Film Festival online. So through the web internet, wherever and whenever you have internet access, you could watch these great films that shows intangible cultural heritage. So the Korean, this is the one Korean cases that were organized by the National Intangible Cultural Heritage Center. And this International Film Festival happens every late September or early October every year. So if you are interested, you can always Google about this intangible film festivals. And there's another examples happening in India called Nila International Folklore Film Festivals. And this festival was also organized by organized online, and it was available if you have a computer or a laptop in your hand, and if you have internet access, you could watch the great films of intangible cultural heritage and folklores. And the next slide, please. Yes. Maybe this kind of events are more familiar with you. I think everyone these days are familiar with the online, participating online event like conferences, seminars, or workshops. So you can see the three photos on my slide. And the first one actually was co-organized by our center, UNESCO HCAP and UNESCO Bangkok office. And that was about, if I'm not mistaken, this is about the education and intangible cultural heritage, how education can be education can contribute to for intangible cultural heritage transmission that was discussed. And the third photo on the very right side, it was the International Forum for Intangible Cultural Heritage. It was such a big event. So if we are under the normal circumstances, maybe we could invite all of you, but unfortunately, because of the pandemic, we could not. So instead, we organized this international forum online, and this forum was broadcasted nationwide. So during the forum, the Korean people could watch through TV, but you can also watch the conference through online. You can go to YouTube and find out our international forum as well. And next slide, please. Yes. Next event is the Jeonju International Award for Promoting Intangible Cultural Heritage. I included this slide because this international award program was organized by one of the local governments in Korea called Jeonju City, where our center is located. And although this event was also organized by online, but I could observe that many people actually enjoy this award and celebrate their intangible cultural heritage with other parts of the world. And next slide, please. Fortunately, what is happening in Korea is that from the maybe third quarter of this year, the number of on-site practices, like performances, are increasing now. So this is a good news, but at the same time, the chances of practicing intangible cultural heritage are increasing, but still we could not allow the audience be with us, be with the performances, because of there are still is a danger or risk of spread of the disease. So this is something we have to overcome for the future. But yeah, just remind you, maybe last year we could not even imagine, this practice of this intangible cultural heritage in the field, and now we have more and more chance to meet this intangible cultural heritage in the field and with the communities. So what's going to happen next, we will have to see. Right, and next slide, please. Yes, as you can see, many events were organized online. But at the same time, people are starting to organize this on-site event as well. So the audiences has choices, whether they are going to visit the site to see the intangible cultural heritage, or they can watch through the monitors, like with the computer screens or TVs. So the audiences have more chances, and maybe this means, the more people have more chance to experience intangible cultural heritage. And this is a good thing, but is this all? That we have to see. So next slide, I'm going to share with you with some of positive aspects and negative aspects of these new changes. So as my director pointed out, there are few keywords to explain about the phenomena or realities of how we deal with intangible, how we deal with the pandemics in terms of intangible cultural heritage practice. So first, I'm going to give you some positive aspects. Because of many events are organized by online, this help us overcome the space restrictions or economical limitations, because some elements were allowed only a few people or a few occasions. But because of online organizations, the people have more chance to look at and experience or meet the living heritage, at any time or at any places. So this is one good thing. And the second point is that it reduced the distance between the practitioners and the audience. So I think you can imagine, as I told you many times, all you have to do is to sit down in front of the monitors to see the intangible cultural heritage. So in some way, it reduced, you can say we reduced the distance between the audiences and the practitioners. The third point is that we can have the more creative ways of intangible to meet intangible cultural heritage and people. And the last good point is that we can see various ways of intangible cultural heritage, how we can practice, how it can affect people. So I think and more creative ways are on the way. So it's something that we can look forward to it. Next slide, please. And what about the negative aspect? Is that all good things that we can enjoy and happy about? Of course, there are some dark side. So although it's easy to see the intangible cultural heritage, but it's still difficult to deliver the on-site energy. How much energy the performance is giving to the audience if you were in the site. So it's very difficult to deliver that energy to the audience from the practitioners, or how they interact. How they interact, that affects the interaction between the practitioners and the audiences. And the second negative part is that we have to consider the cost of the production of this online content. So, you can see there are tons of, images or videos through on YouTube, for example, but not everything is, getting any attention from the many people. Only a few items or a few elements can become popular. So to reach a certain level of the videos or images, you have to invest certain amount of money. And we have to consider this prices of, production that cost. And the third point is that not every element become popular. This is a crucial point. You can make videos or online performances, but not everyone gets attention from many people. And it's not easy for the communities or individuals who does not have capacities or who need help or assistance from outside. So this kind of aspect has to be considered by the people, or especially the participant of today's meeting. They are all work for the local government, if I'm not mistaken. So that kind of issues that we wanted to raise and discuss with you with this opportunity. So this is, and the last point is that the digital gap. I know these days everyone has a smartphones and computers, and the internet is not something new anymore. But still, there are people who are lack of this kind of facilities or resources. So how we can fill in this gap between people who has this access or who does not have the access. So these kind of things that we want to share with you, and we want to discuss with you. So this is all from me now, and I'm going to turn my microphone to my director, Kim, again. And thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Director Cha. It's very nice to give us very detailed information about the case, how we can overcome the pandemics. And considering the time limitation, I make it very short and then probably jump to the conclusion. Anyway, we are facing some challenges, how we can cope with the pandemics. Actually, I think what makes the intangible cultural heritage experience special is on the ground and uniqueness. The non-face-to-face content make it clear that it is not substitute for living heritage, but another complement. Under this assumption, I really like to emphasize we human beings always have survived any difficulties while adapting to this kind of changes and difficulties. But we know that opportunity for the community to meet the publics have been decreased. But we can also observe a new case, which digital technology support in transmitting and promotion for the intangible cultural heritage. Next, please. Next. The previous, please. So my conclusion is that under these difficulties, we definitely need the solution to find a way. And then the solution required solidarity and cooperation, definitely at the global levels, because we have to find the long-term risk management system. Now we are facing currently new normal, unrest, and global crisis. These kind of things should approach beyond just the community or the country level, because it impacts all of the world. We should attack it and think about it on the global levels. In this respect, ICCN, SLS, UNESCO ICCAP, our organization, should play a role as a center that connects the dots, separated things, and combining together through the collective knowledge. So today's conference, today's meeting is very meaningful because it's a kind of the evidence we overcome difficulties by adopting the new technology. Thank you very much.
네, 이렇게 말씀해 주신 금기형 유네스코 아태 무형유산센터 사무총장님 그리고 우리 차보영님께 다시 한번 감사의 말씀드리면서 여러분 함께 박수 부탁드리겠습니다. 네, 감사합니다. 자, 다음은 ICCN 온라인 강릉 총회 주제인 이 포스트 코로나 시대 무형 유산 보호 지역 정책을 각 지역별로 어떻게 시행하고 있는지에 대한 사례 발표를 듣겠습니다. 이 사례 발표는 각 참가자별로 프레젠테이션 혹은 해당 무형 문화 단체 소개 영상으로 준비를 했는데요. 발표의 순서는 역시 알파벳 순으로 오늘과 내일에 걸쳐서 이틀에 나누어 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 자, 프레젠테이션으로 진행하시는 분들께서는 10분 이내로 진행해 주시기를 다시 한번 부탁을 드리겠습니다. 자, 그러면 첫 번째 순서로 모실 분은 바로 중국 홍콩의 찬잉샨 님인데요. 혹시 입장을 하셨나요? 손 들어 주시겠어요? 네, 앞서 잠시 입장을 하셨다가 다시 좀 급한 일이 있어서 나갔다 오시는 것 같은데요. 그러면 두 번째 순서이신 분부터 만나 뵙도록 하겠습니다. 네, 인디아의 V 자야라잔 님입니다. 네, 영상 프레젠테이션 준비하셨다고 들었는데요. 손 들어 주시겠어요? 네. 자, 저희가 여쭤볼 것이요. 영상 두 가지를 준비하셨다고 들었습니다. 첫 번째 영상을 먼저 시청을 하시고 두 번째 영상과 함께 발표를 해주시는 걸까요?
Yes. First video is the introduction video or promotion video of brand, and the second video is on the subject.
네. 네, 이렇게 첫 번째 영상 잘 봤습니다. 인디아의 너무나 아름다운 그 무형 문화 단체들의 공연과 그리고 전시 작품, 또 부족 공연, 또 민속 문화, 이렇게 전통 문화 활성화하시는 방안까지 저희가 함께 자세히 살펴볼 수 있는 그런 시간이 된 것 같습니다. 네, 자 그러면 이제 두 번째 영상 보시면서 발표를 해 주실 텐데요. 네, V 자야라잔 준비되셨나요?
Yes.
네.
Yeah. Now this is the video for.
ಸುಮನಸರೇ, ದೇವರಾಯ ದೇವವಿಧಿಗನುಗುಣವಾಗಿ ಉತ್ತರಾಯಣದ ಪ್ರಥಮ ಭಾಗದಲ್ಲಿ ಎದ್ದು ಆನ್ನೇಕಗಳನ್ನ ಅನುಕ್ರಮವಾಗಿ ತೀರಿಸಿ ಇಷ್ಟದೇವನಾದ ಶ್ರೀಹರಿಯ ಪೂಜೆಗೈದು ಪ್ರಸಾದ ಸ್ವೀಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ಬೇಕಾದ ವಸ್ತ್ರಾಭರಣಗಳಿಂದ ಅಲಂಕೃತರಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಮನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೂಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಸಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಭಾಪ್ರವೇಶ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಈ ಅಧಿಕಾರ ಭೂಮಂಡಲದ ರಾಜಮನೆತನದಂತೆ ವಂಶ ಪರಂಪರಾನುಗತವಾಗಿ ಬಂದದ್ದಲ್ಲ. 100 ಯಾಗ ಮಾಡಿ 3 ಮೂರ್ತಿಗಳ ಮನವನ್ನ ಮೆಚ್ಚಿಸಿ ಪಡೆದ ಧರ್ಮಪೀಠ ಇದು. ಇದನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಯದ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಿರಿತಾಯ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ದಾನವರು ವರದಿಂದ ಗರ್ವಿತರಾಗಿ ಆಗಿಂದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೇಲೆ ದಾಳಿ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಬಂದರು. ಬಂದವರು ಯಾರು ಹರಿಯ ಕರುಣೆಯಿಂದ ಉಳಿಯಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ಬಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ಏನು?
ದೇವರಾಯ, ಹೆದರುವ ಅಗತ್ಯ ಏನಿದೆ ಹೇಳಿ. ತಮ್ಮ ಭುಜಕ್ಕೆ ಭುಜ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ದುಡಿಯುವವರು ನಾವಿಲ್ಲವೇ? ಹೆದರಬೇಡಿ, ನಿಶ್ಚಿಂತೆಯಿಂದಿರಿ.
ಆದಿತ್ಯರೇ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ತುಂಬಾ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಯಿತು. ಹರಿನಾಮ ಸ್ಮರಣೆಯನ್ನ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಇಂದಿನ ಸಭೆಯನ್ನ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಮುಗಿಸೋಣ.
ಆಗಲಿ ಆಗಲಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ಪೂರ ಸೇನೆ ಸಿದ್ಧವಾಗಲಿ. ದೇವದುರ್ಗವನ್ನು ಮುತ್ತೋಣ, ನಡೆಯಿರಿ.
ಆ ಮೊದಲು ದೇವತೆಗಳ ಬಲವನ್ನ ಖಂಡಿಸುವುದಕ್ಕೆ ಯಾಗಯಜ್ಞಾದಿಗಳ ನಾಶ
ನಡೆಯಬೇಕು. ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಹೇಳು. ಈಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಓಡೋಡಿ ಬಂದಯ. ಬಿಡವೆಯ ಸ್ವರ್ಗವನ್ನ ಹೇಳು.
ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಬಿಡುವ?
ನೀನು ನಿನ್ನ ಪುರಗೆ ಹೋಗೇನ.
ಎಲ್ಲವೋ ನರಕಾಸುರ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ವರ್ಗಲೋಕಕ್ಕೆ ದಾಳಿ ತಯಾರಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಈ ಅಧಿಕಾರವನ್ನ ಪಡೆಯುವ ಆಸೆಯಿಂದ ಬಂದೀಯ.
ನಿಜ.
100 ಯಾಗ ಮಾಡಿ ಪಡೆದಂತ ಧರ್ಮಪೀಠ ಇದು. ಇದರ ಆಸೆಯಿಂದ ಮುಂದುವರಿದರೆ ಪ್ರಾಣ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಾದೀತು.
ಬಾ ಮುಂದೆ.
ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಸ್ಥಿತಿ ಲಯ ನಿಯಮ ತೆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಅವಳನ್ನ ಕೂಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಗರುಡಾರೂಢನಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಾಗ್ಜ್ಯೋತಿಷಪುರದತ್ತ ಸಾಗುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಗರುಡ, ನಿನ್ನ ಪಾಪದ ಕೊಡ ಪೂರ್ಣ ಆಯಿತು. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ಷಣ ನಿನಗೆ ಈ ಭೂಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳಿಗಾಲ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಬಾ ಮುಂದೆ.
ಆರತಿ ಎತ್ತಿರೆ ಗೋಪಾಲ ಕೃಷ್ಣಗೆ ಆರತಿ ಬೆಳಗಿರಿ ಕಂಸಾಂಧಗೆ ಕುಶಾಧಾರಕ್ಕೆ
네, 자 이렇게 인디아의 인형극을 또 함께 보셨는데요. 우리 미스터 자이라잔, 네, 이렇게 네 영상을 준비해 주신 특별한 이유가 있으실까요?
Yeah, this is we have used this puppet show for mitigating the impact of COVID-19. Yeah, this is like mitigation process or the art for resilience. So we have used this to mitigate the impact of COVID-19, and we have visited several schools and several other places in order to mitigate the impact of COVID-19 during the pandemic period. I hope you people enjoyed this video.
네, 저희도 그런 마음으로 함께 즐겁게 시청했습니다. 네, 미스터 자이라잔 감사합니다. 자, 그러면 다음은 이란의 이스파한 이 하미드 모멘자데 쿨렌 자니님께서 보내주신 영상을 저희가 또 한편 시청을 하시겠습니다. 네, 자 영상 함께 보시죠.
As a representative of Haft Honar Niakan Parsi Institute from Iran, I would like to greet all ICCN members and hope you're all in good health. I'm gonna introduce Art of Tazieh, a kind of passion play which was registered in UNESCO in the year 2010 as one of Iranian intangible cultural heritage. Tazieh is a kind of traditional religious and dramatic art originated in Iran and reached its pinnacle in Qajar era. Dialogues used in this show are dominated by poetry, performed in singing and accompanied by Iranian music. Tazieh is usually performed on a round stage in a place which is called tekiye. There are lots of symbols in Tazieh. For example, bowl of water signifies river. Animals such as horse, sheep, lion, and camel used in Tazieh and for some special topics. Actors wear masks to show supernatural creatures like angels. There are more than 365 stories in Tazieh. Some of these stories are mostly about events of Karbala, life of imams and prophets, and nearly in all stories, there is a battle between good and evil in a dramatic way. Actors with negative roles wear red clothes, and actors with positive roles wear green and white clothes. Momenzadeh Art Group, performing Tazieh Passion Play, has had quite a long history in the family of Momenzadeh, and it dates back about 100 years ago or even more, and it has been passed from a generation to generation, from father to son, and it has been maintained so far in its traditional way. We have been able to hold numerous festivals about Tazieh at national and provincial level in collaboration with the Ministry of Culture and Islamic Guidance. And even a few members of Momenzadeh Art Group could perform Tazieh at the Festival of d'Automne in Paris in the year 2000, the Autumn Festival of Parma in Italy in year 2000, Lincoln Center Festival in New York in year 2002, and at Almond Blossom Festival in Italy in the year 2017, and also presentation in Hermitage Museum in Moscow, Russia. Due to COVID-19 pandemic, our group decided to research on intangible cultural heritage, especially art of Tazieh, and our educational and executive activities continued in platform of social media. On Muharram month, we also performed Tazieh in a tekiye without any audiences and shared online videos through Instagram. In this case, we made a safe condition for actors and audiences to accompany each other in quarantine time.
네, 이렇게 해서 이란의 이스파한 하미드 모멘자데 쿨렌자니님께서 정말 정성껏 이렇게 설명해 주신 영상을 또 만들어서 보내주셨습니다. 다시 한번 감사의 말씀 전해드립니다. 자, 다음은 이란 이스파한에서 또 아토우사 모메니님이 프레젠테이션을 또 준비하셨다고 합니다. 네, 우리 프레젠테이션 준비하신 우리 아토우사 모메니님, 네, 손 들어주시겠어요?
Good morning and good afternoon, everybody. This is Atissa Momini, member of the Directors Board in Isfahan Intangible Heritage Foundation. We are honored to be invited to ICCN meeting. First of all, I want to express my colleague and gratitude for invitation that received in Isfahan Intangible Heritage Foundation from ICCN organization. I think you must be very proud of your work on survey pre-free ICH safeguarding in Corona crisis because you could obtain practical and effective expert point of view in this pandemic crisis. Many thanks for this opportunity. Now, I will present my speech entitled Corona, a new opportunity in efficiency of intangible cultural heritage to achieve global peace and sustainable development. In the first of my speech, I will present an overview of human exposure to biological phenomena through the history. We have many archaeological evidence, like evidence from archaeological discoveries of mass graves and unusual deaths. And the following, we have history of multiple communication. Multiple communication disease in the world, same as flu, influenza, Ebola, SARS, and so on. And the last wave is COVID-19. I think Corona is the yes. I think Corona is the fourth wave of the deadly disease in the world. Here, I want to mention outcome of the deadly Corona conflict over the future of human and the Earth. In this part, we have three questions that we must answer them. The first question is the Corona just deadly weapon? Of course, just a deadly weapon, no. Or is the Corona a hope for a dawn of peace and humanity? Maybe yes. Or is the Corona creator of a new diplomacy? In my opinion, Corona is a powerful diplomacy creator. Now we want to know what are the characteristics of Corona diplomacy? Corona diplomacy has a significant distinctive feature included. It's not headed by a single human. It has no spokesperson and leads without a leader. Instead of a single speaker, humanity speaks it in one voice. And it has many members, but members cannot be counted. It is illustrated on the surface of the planet without any pre-designed plans on the paper. And introducing a global presence and global participation without initiative and without any formal writing line. This is very important. Reflect the universal message without resonating from a certain tribune and resonate from a specific point, because the point of the word is a board and its trumpet. No attempting audience has a global audience without organizing array and a regular army to any race of nationality to achieve peace and friendship. And the last one is the tendency of the world leaders have focused and engaged in unique. So I believe Corona diplomacy is a diplomacy for sustainable development and global peace. In this step, I want to mention relying on intangible cultural heritage as a way out of the Corona crisis and benefiting from Corona diplomacy. We have three apart: status of protection of intangible heritage before the Corona, and status of the protection of intangible heritage among the Corona, in the Corona, and the status of protection of intangible heritage after the Corona for a valuable and sustainable safeguarding. Now, I'd like to explain about the pre-Corona world. The pre-Corona world is related to the subject, the world intangible heritage. UNESCO, through its continuous effort for about half a century, has been able to intelligently and with initiative by certain valuable and constructive convention to play privilege role, protecting the identity and cultural form of nations and make the world and humanity aware of their cultural assets. And the strategy of sustainability and legitimize the loyalty to human rights and their viability and sustainable development. word ahead from Corona to provide a mechanism to protect the world in this aspect of human heritage to constructive and competitive justify to protect nation and interact moral protecting them and sense of support and respect from roots culture and take an effort step in bringing society to sustainable development and peace between territories and the nation in circled it in it. But about word along the corona. I think certainly the intangible cultural heritage of man in the world today with the breadth and length of its achievement, technology and communication at the heart of the corona attack finds a new fronts and creates a new experience. Leap that its custodians while rereading the existential philosophy of the phenomenon toward the correct and pacific use it can be created in quarantine-based opportunities, predicting living conditions, mutations, changes, and development the certain of this aspect of heritage. For example, the manifestation of traditional industrialism and handicraft while continuing its activity has found an opportunity to quarantine production, innovation, its promotion in cyberspace plays special role. While producing the product, the artist has opportunity to focus on integration and integrating in with the needs of the human day and its viability, heritage, and its impact on sustainable development. Experiences while in some manifestations such as social behavior and establishment and a continuation of which depends on the physical presence of individuals, we face challenges on their individual establishment. It is through head and form. In knowledge related to nature, there are also problems with problems such as the need to establish them as a group, among them agricultural knowledge by the nature, which some oral expression are certainly neglected. So we should take care of the possible study and documentation in this quarantine opportunity and do not neglect their awareness raising capacity in books, publication and audiovisual programs. But performing art, it is also another manifestation that is endangered in its group performances, and in audience is also an opportunity. It loses it productively. So wherever we look, and the importance of intangible heritage processing in. We find media and cyberspace safe. So this is an important turning point in the further development of this aspect of heritage, and this is the cultural capacity of the frontier that can lead nations to pass and harmony and awareness of the port of it. And the last one, word post-corona. Undoubtedly, the post-corona war will be different from the mankind has our experience in this encounter with its environment and its contemporaries. The context to which he has the access to up-to-date technologies and knowledge, as well the extremely to what has been dominated by technology. And on the one hand, the relentless onslaught and of this deadly virus, and on which there is no barrier. On the other hand, on social, economic, cultural, resource, and religious has shattered the equation of life so much that certainly nothing is possible on the base of the normal motion. What seems to be an attempt to use modern and traditional knowledge to survive and continue human life, which appears to be a priority, and consequently the extent of his further interactions with family members and return to healthier life with all its cultural quality will be possible in the family as smallest part of the society. The during this past goes back to a preservation and the promotion, and finally the intergenerational transmission of some forms of intangible heritage and distance from factors influencing the deadly coronavirus can change lifestyle and restore proper human interaction to become nature and return human life to the correct orbit of humanity and the principle conforming to creation, so that existence for the smart to repair itself. Thank you for your attention.
네, 너무나 감사합니다. 이란 이스파한의 우리 아토사 모메니님 프레젠테이션, 정말 저희 같이 생각해봐야 할 과제를 던져주신 것 같은데요. 이 코로나 외교에 대한 말씀과 함께, 그리고 이 코로나 시대의 무형 문화 유산을 우리가 어떻게 지켜나가야 할지에 대한 발표를 해주셨습니다. 다시 한번 우리 아토사 모메니님 감사드리고요. 여러분 박수 한번 부탁드리겠습니다. 네, 감사합니다. 자, 다음은 이란 카샨에서 영상을 또 보내주셨거든요. 네, 이란 카샨에서 보내온 영상 함께 시청하시겠습니다.
Covering an area of approximately 6,500 hectares and having a population of around 300,000, Kashan has four main parts including Central Part, Kamsar, Nyasar and Barzak. As one of the first urban settlements in the world, benefiting from a 7,000-year-old civilization, Kashan is known for the ancient site of Sialk. Kashan's Fin Garden is one of the best examples of architecture in the world because it is considered as a combination of history, architecture and nature, and architectural principles have been used intelligently in all its spaces. This garden is a superior example of Iranian's garden architecture, and its name has been registered in the UNESCO World Heritage List. Having more than 600 historical houses with various architectures, some of which being used as the best traditional residences in the Middle East, Kashan has been introduced as the house city in the world. Kashan has 500 hectares of historical texture, among which the historical texture of the Grand Bazaar, with more than 60 monuments, is considered as one of the largest historical markets in Iran, which has been a place of trade and residence of various business classes since ancient times. Located in the 40 kilometers southwest of Kashan, the mausoleum of Sultan Ali ibn Muhammad Bakr, the son of Imam Muhammad Bakr, has introduced the city as a religious tourism destination, so that it hosts a large number of tourists from all around the world annually on the second Friday of the Iranian month of Mehr, who participate in the traditional rite of the carpet washing as one of the most remarkable religious events of the Shiites, registered in the World Intangible Heritage List of UNESCO, 2012. They make this gathering to commemorate the martyrdom of Sultan Ali ibn Muhammad Bakr, the great man who migrated to this city in 731. At the request of the people of Kashan and assumed their religious guidance and leadership. The Nakul Gardani ritual is one of the largest traditional mourning rites in Kashan, which is held every year during the days of Tasu'a and Ashura in Timsha Amin al-Dawla, Kashan Bazaar. With a history of more than 500 years, the Nakul Gardani ritual of Hosseini Sarfara and Sadra has been registered recently in the list of cultural heritage of Iran. According to the artifacts found in the 7,500-year-old Sialk Hills, Kashan has textiles and handicrafts made of copper, bronze and tiles, some of which now adorn Iranian and world museums. Kashan was selected as the national city of the traditional textile of Iran by the jury in the National Council of Handicrafts in July 2018. There are more than 200 active craftsmen who work in the field of traditional textiles in order to preserve the original textile art of Kashan. In the past few years, Kashan craft artists have achieved 12 UNESCO Certificate of Authenticity and 3 national medals. Registered in the list of UNESCO. The hand-woven carpet is a unique handicraft of which over 3,000 square meters is produced in the whole region of Kashan and exported to Asian and European countries. And what spreads the perfume of this land to all parts of Iran and the world is a flower that is proud to be named after the name of Prophet Muhammad, as Mohammadi flower, the product of which is rose water and whose honor is to make Kanabeh scented and fragrant.
자, 영상 잘 봤습니다. 이란 카샨에서 보내주신 영상 함께 시청을 하셨습니다. 정말 유네스코로 등재된 그 핀 가든도 너무나 멋있었고요. 이렇게 아름다운 꽃까지 마무리되었는데요. 네, 이란 카샨 함께 보셨고요. 자, 그러면 어느덧 오늘의 마지막 순서입니다. 이란 카샨의 하산 바크샨데 암니에 님께서 프레젠테이션을 준비하셨습니다. 발표 중에 다음 페이지 혹은 이전 페이지라고 말씀을 해주시면 저희 시스템 운영자가 페이지를 넘겨드리도록 하겠습니다. 그러면 바크샨데 암내님, 네, 발표 준비되셨나요? 네.
Hi. In the name of God, due to its very rich history and civilization, Kashan is the origin of ancient rituals and traditions that are rooted in the culture and gentility of the people of this land. Among these traditions, Kashan carpet washing and carpet weaving rituals have been approved and registered in the UNESCO Intangible Heritage List, and dozens of intangible heritage have been registered in the list of national heritage. The carpet washing ritual is one of the most important Shiite religious traditions in Iran, which gathers a large number of tourists from all over the world every year in the second week of October to commemorate the son of his Shiite Imam Sultan Ali ibn Imam Muhammad Baqir participate in this special ritual. Among the other valuable traditions of Kashan, we can mention the ritual of Nakh Gardani of Muharram, Tazi of Nushabad, the ritual of rose picking, children rose rolling, Espandi, Charb coffee, etc., each of which has its own cultural characteristics. Throughout its history of several thousand years, Kashan has always had a special commitment to preserving the cultural achievements and rituals of its predecessors and various attacks such as technology development, invasion of a foreign culture, war, natural disasters, etc. also has caused a change in the short term. They never been able to diminish the originality of these ceremonies and rituals. Today, COVID-19 disease has affected the world and human life in such a way that various political, social, and economic aspects of human gathering have not been spared from this disaster. Consequently, due to the need to stay away from communities, a disruption and unwanted station occurred in the cultural activity of the cities. But the city of Kashan made its best effort to keep this heritage dynamic through some alternative tools such as cyberspace and media. And now, I would like to mention some examples of Kashan's activities in preserving cultural heritage during the COVID-19 pandemic, organizing and holding several programs of intangible heritage in historical monuments and broadcasting them live on media and social networks, preparing and producing radio programs and broadcasting in local and national networks, participating in a painting competition for children on the subject of local customs and traditions organized by League of Historic Cities, producing multimedia content with the purpose of introducing customs and traditions at mentioned international events, holding special webinars on culturology and cultural tourist opportunities for different culture strata, special students participating in the production of special news reports on customs and traditionals, upgrading the technical capabilities of cultural tourism systems to be able to hold a virtual tour, preparing a multilingual catalog introducing caution to send to cultural centers of international events, using city advertisements to introduce the intangible urban heritage, holding unveiling ceremonies of books related to intangible heritage, celebrating artists working in the field of safekeeping intangible heritage, participating in national or international festivals or events on the subject of introducing intangible heritage, holding a bike tour simultaneously to the annual ritual, the carpet washing, departing from Mashhad Ardehal to the Imam Reza Holy Shrine in Mashhad, holding a cultural week of handicrafts aligned with holding exhibitions and workshops in a historical house, using tourist bus to hold local indigenous street festivals, especially for children and the youth, launching a business house of creative culture industries and related to intangible heritage in historic houses with the corporation on the private sector. Kashan municipality has been a member of the ICCN since 2015 and has benefited from the opportunity to exchange experience and get acquainted with the intangible heritage of member cities. I hope that once this global crisis was eliminated, the ground will be prepared for the cities to strengthen and promote tangible and intangible heritage and cooperate in sharing experience more than ever. I wish all of you and your cities best of success and prosperity, and I hope to see you in the beneficent and historical city of Kashan.
네. 자, 이렇게 이란 카시안의 하산 바크샨데 암네님 프레젠테이션 감사합니다. 이렇게 코로나 시대 다양한 방법으로 문화유산을 지키는 이런 이야기들 들려주셔서 함께 공감했습니다. 감사합니다. 자, 그러면 앞서 발표를 하지 못하셨던 혹시 중국 홍콩의 찬잉샨님 혹시 들어오셨을까요? 안 들어오셨죠? 예, 그러면 오늘은 이렇게 이란 카시안의 들어오셨어요. 예. 자, 중국 홍콩의 찬인샹 손 들어보세요. 네, 감사합니다. 그럼 프레젠테이션 발표 오늘 끝으로 듣도록 하겠습니다. 저희 발표 중에 다음 페이지 혹은 이전 페이지라고 말씀해 주시면 저희가 페이지를 넘겨드립니다. 발표 시작해 주세요.
Yeah. Could you help me to open presentation here? Yeah, as much everyone fine. I'm Gloria. Is from Hong Kong. I just want to share something. My experience in Hong Kong happened in here. Due to the COVID-19 epidemic in 2020 and 2021, all kinds of public, can you next page? Can you next page? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, all kinds of public gathering were suspended in Hong Kong. All the traditional celebrations of the festivals in the conventional public spaces were cancelled because the government is not allowed to crowd gathering in the temples or streets, or refused to release some sports grounds for the festival. And the next page, please. And so we will create in the creative way, just use the various alternative or digital technology by different traditional organization or other festival according to resources and opportunity available, such as use the new way or maybe use the video or another creative way to present the traditional festival or maybe some related to history. And the next page, please. Yeah. And our organization held online cultural talks with videos and write some article about the background and history. For example, his Tai Tam Kong Festival. And during COVID-19 pandemic, during this time, and also we visit another places in Tier and do some cultural map of this community. And the next page, please. And also we produce and release the radio program of Join in My Heart with the Hong Kong RTHK. This is a formal Hong Kong broadcasting from Hong Kong. And the program is about the Hong Kong in a modern city and gathering places for Chinese and Western foreigner. And the next page, please. The festival have familiar in Hong Kong is just like Lunar New Year, Dragon Boat Festival, or maybe Christmas. And all this festival divided from traditional folk beliefs, as well as the festival in different countries. The program will explore more the culture and related crafts behind the different festival in Hong Kong. We invite different craftsmanship, the people to present their artwork and pieces, and also is all the things is related to the festival too. And next pages. And also one cases is the Chaozhou Hungry Ghost Festival in Hong Kong. That is really popular in Hong Kong because each year we have a ghost festival, but not like the Western one. And all the time we have more a fear of the ghost. So the government refused to release the sports ground for the traditional celebration for Chaozhou Hungry Ghost Yulan Festival during the pandemic. So we all the opera is just like the Chinese opera for the ghost performance. They abandoned because due to crowd control and also travel restriction of performers from mainland China. They're not allowed to come in to Hong Kong. Maybe they need to take more precaution. So stop to allow them to come to Hong Kong. And then next pages. Yeah, nevertheless, many organizations were also able to demonstrate resilience while developing innovative strategy. Maybe did they conduct praying on a smaller scale with or without religional specialists. For example, they celebrate with small group or maybe Yulan organization with their village only, but not open for the public. So they still go on to do some surgery. And due to COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, all kinds of public gathering is suspended in Hong Kong. So all the things is stopped, but we still go on used as a creative way or online technology to help us to present and preserve all the traditional celebrations. This is the presentation. It's about the Hong Kong situation. And we try to use the more new way and touch with different communities in Hong Kong too. Oh, thank you.
네, 감사합니다. 자, 이렇게 포스트 코로나 시대 무형 유산 보호 지역 정책 어떻게 되고 있는지 우리 중국 홍콩의 이야기까지 전해 드렸습니다. 모든 사례 발표해 주시고 그리고 홍보 영상 준비해 주신 각 나라 분들에게 다시 한번 감사의 말씀드리면서 여러분 박수 한번 서로에게 보내 주시면 어떨까요? 네. 감사합니다. 자, 모두 수고 많으셨습니다. 발표와 영상을 통해서 이렇게 어려운 시기에도 자국의 무형 문화 유산을 보호하고 또 전승하기 위해 노력하는 모습을 볼 수 있었습니다. 다시 한번 감사드리면서 자, 그럼 이것으로 2021 제8회 ICCN 온라인 강릉 총회 1일차 행사를 모두 마치도록 하겠습니다. 자, 2일차 행사는 한국 시간으로 26일 오후 6시에 시작이 됩니다. 2일차 일정은 사례 발표와 총회 그리고 폐회식으로 이어집니다. 시간에 맞춰서 메일로 보내드린 26일 회의 링크를 따라서 내일 접속해 주시면 감사하겠습니다. 자, 그리고 바로 이어서 이사국 아까 다 못하신 회의 있잖아요. 우리 이사국 회의가 계속되니까요. 앞서 이사국 회의에 참석해 주셨던 분들께서는 계속해서 이 방에 남아 주시면 되겠습니다. 자, 모두 고생하셨습니다. 감사합니다.